So we're looking at how our mood influences our motivation. It's your environment that shapes your mood. So you're trying to conform to somebody else's standards instead of addressing your own. So this leads people astray because instead of using their own navigation GPS system, they're following someone else's ideals, someone else's standards, and going off track because you are not that person. You are unique to you. In 2025, we're called to really start to understand our own ideals and follow that instead of trying to live up to the standards of our environment, the expectations of our environment. The number one regret of the dying was this: I wish I had lived a life true to myself instead of a life based on other people's expectations. That was the number one regret. So you could say then that happiness, does it mean, how do we achieve happiness? Is it through authenticity? Is it through finding ourselves and being truthful to ourselves despite what the environment around you thinks or believes or judges about that? When your motivation is dependent on a feeling, then it's unstable. Most people are waiting to feel something before they take action and change a habit. The reality is that your motivation is influenced by your emotions, also your identity. How? Well, if you have an identity base that says, I'm not the type of person that goes to the gym, I don't like going to the gym. If it's something that you've not done before in your life and you don't see yourself as that, no matter how hard you try, if it's identity based, you'll find it very difficult to actually take the step and go and take action, go to the gym. Once you start comparing yourself to someone else, you're giving away your power. And so motivation then fluctuates, you could say, based on an internal and external factors. What that means is you're not in control. So if your motivation is wholly based on how you're feeling, on the identity you've set for yourself, the egoic voice, and you're comparing yourself to someone else, then it's going to fluctuate and you're not in control. How do we go from non-doing, so wanting the desire to do something, then actually getting up and getting it done? Is creating a vision. The vision needs to be stronger than the desire not to change. So it's tapping into the reasons why you want to do that. So therefore, you've got to be one step ahead. So look at you already achieving that and asking yourself, okay, what is it going to give me? So a motivation-driven approach will always lead to inconsistency and burnout. We have a 2 million-year-old brain, which is basically still in survival mode. And that part of the brain is always looking out for negative. The negative is anything that is not within your comfort zone, that you don't normally do. Anything that will take you from being you to the next level version of you is a threat to your brain. You understand? When you're trying to change the way that you do things, if you start thinking about it, thinking is an inside job, an internal job. Therefore, it is the job of the subconscious. And your subconscious mind is 1 million times stronger and more powerful than your conscious mind, which is where your wishes and desires live. The first most important factor in creating any change is acceptance. And it sounds bizarre and it sounds like counterproductive, but it's true. You cannot make the changes that you wish to see until you accept your current circumstances and accept your current self. Because when the motivation, again, we're talking about motivation, comes from I want to lose weight because I'm too fat. What you're doing is you are rejecting a part of you. So you're running away from something. And when we run from something, we are attracting it into our life, where we're making it bigger. Why? Because the focus isn't on I'm getting in shape. It's more going to be on trying to lose weight. So the focus, by very design, by thought alone, is entirely on the fact that I'm too fat. And whatever you focus on expands. When you get to a point where you are so tired of being that person, being the same person, living the same day 1,000 times and calling it life, when you realize, like, that's it, I need to make a change, you just do it. Remember, when you want to change an aspect of your life, you want to get something done, the moment you think about it, thinking is an inside job. It's an internal job. You're referring to the subconscious. The subconscious mind is a million times more powerful than your willpower. It's a million times more powerful than your conscious desire to change yourself. So the moment you think about doing something, you're going to lose every single time. So you don't negotiate with your mind. You say you want to do it, you do it. What you need to understand is that you can do anything, anything that you can see in your mind, anything that you can start to believe, you can make true in your life. When you think in terms of the outcome, you're never, ever gonna succeed. Because as I just explained, your conscious mind cannot override the subconscious programs. Your subconscious mind is trying to resolve problems for you. So when we talk about the brain stem, the oldest part of the brain, the amygdala gland, the brain's fear center that activates the fight or flight response, that one is trying to resolve all of your problems. To resolve all of your problems, it has to get rid of the negative. So what does it do? It pays attention to the negative. So when you start to think of going to the gym and you're looking at the outcome, to do that very thing, you know that you're going to have to go through a lot of pain, because you can't create muscle by just lifting a lightweight, right? So going to the gym requires what? It's effort. It takes work. It's difficult. It's trying to avoid pain. So anything where it requires effort and pain on your behalf, which is growth and expansion, your mind will try to talk you out of it. This is why you can't focus on the outcome. The moment you start thinking to yourself, I want to get in shape. Yeah, it sounds great, but are you going to do it? No, because the moment you start thinking about it, your subconscious is one. So the trick is to focus on the action. You've got to start setting yourself up for pain and discomfort, because you've got to start understanding and saying to yourself that if I want the growth and expansion that I'm looking for, whether it's doing the exams, whether it's going to the gym and losing the weight, it's not about losing the weight, because losing the weight, again, is you're trying to get rid of the fat, or you're trying to do something that you haven't had. What you need to do is stop moving away from something and instead change the narrative so you're walking towards something. Focus on one thing, tweaking one thing in your day that will help you move towards your goal. So for example, instead of saying, oh, I want to lose weight, you can start saying, as soon as I get up, I'm going to do 5 press-ups or 5 sit-ups. It's about the feeling of you making progress. And I can promise you that when you start, just start where you're at. Just start implementing small steps towards your goal. So first of all, start thinking, What is it that I want to achieve? So not what you're moving away from, or what you're trying to get rid of, more in the terms of, what do I want for myself? What do I want? You know, and then start tweaking it. What can I do now which moves me one step closer to my goal? It's honestly, trust me, because I've been through it and I've seen it in my life. Small steps create exponential results. In fact, it says here, motivation tied to long-term goals often collapses in the short term. Why? Because people think it's going to take me too long to get in shape. So they give up. But it's not about that. It's about you being consistent. It's about you changing your lifestyle. It's about you becoming the next best version of yourself. And when you just see it too far in the long term, your mind is not going to believe it's possible for you. And like I said, the moment you start thinking about it, you're done. Because it's like you're trying to compete a Fiat Cinquecento with a jet plane, the subconscious and the conscious, right? You're never going to win. So it's you making the decision. I'm in control. This is my life. I get one shot at this. This is what I want this year. This is what I'm doing. I am not going to negotiate with my mind. I make one change. This is important for me. And you just take the step. Okay, so now you make a plan, right? For me, it was 5 a.m. I'm up, out, and I did. And oh my God, I'm telling you, like in such a short amount of time, I saw incredible results. I mean, absolutely incredible. I have the pictures. And that came from sheer determination of, I'm doing it no matter what. I don't care if it rains. I don't care if it's cold. I don't care if I don't feel like it. I'm going to do it. You don't negotiate with the mind. And I'm telling you, you will be so, so proud of yourself and so happy. Your inner state will change. Your serotonin levels will peak, right? And it honestly, when you start doing things like that, the change is so quick. The change is so much quicker than you could possibly expect. So really, it's just about figuring out what it is that you want. And that needs to come from the heart space. All you need to do to create a life of meaning and fulfillment is to, when you get up in the morning, just create the space between now when you're getting up and when you go to bed, the best that it can be. Inject all your emotion, elevate your energy, create a playlist, put on music that really inspires you. Read one chapter of a book. We'll go through this next time, right? We'll go through it next time. Get out in the sunshine, even if it's 10 minutes. Get that vitamin D from the sunshine, because that has been scientifically proven to increase your oxytocin levels, right? Your happiness levels. Well, you know, everything that I learned that I'm giving to you now, I had to review it many, many times. And I'm English, so it's not even to do with the language. It's to do with the fact that it's new concepts, you know. And I used to watch over and over and over and over again lectures and videos and courses that were teaching me these concepts. But I can say that everything that I have told you all today, I've implemented in my life, and I've seen radical results. And that's why I'm gifting you this today. Everything that I put here is because I've seen the results in my own life. Yeah.
Thank you.
For sharing.
You're very welcome. It's a pleasure. All right, then. So I'll let you all go and enjoy your rest of your Sunday. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye then. I'm going to put it in the chat. Yeah, the video.
Thank you. Have a wonderful
Okay.
day.
Bye, guys. Bye-bye.